Okay, this is probably one of the craziest things I have ever seen living here. Check this out. It is snowing in Florida. So clearly this is a rare and beautiful and historic event, one of which we may never see again in our lifetime because this is Florida. Although if we do start seeing this every year, we're in trouble because the earth is trying to get rid of us. See, here's the thing, as beautiful and historic as this all is, having snow fall in a region like this, the panhandle of Florida, that can be very dangerous and catastrophic because we don't have the infrastructure for it. There are already wrecks on our interstate because we have no plows. Our roads are currently closed right now. My kid's school has been shut down for a week, which is a bummer because I kind of want to go out there and explore, but we are pretty much stuck where we are. All the bridges that lead to where I live, they've all frozen over. There's barricades there. You can't even cross it. So we're going to be here and hunkering down and trying to keep warm. But since we're here and I can't go anywhere, I figured, you know what? Let me show you some of the gear that I've gotten in the last week from some companies that I've been working with now, and they couldn't have come at a better time because some of this gear is great for when it gets really cold and you want to get warmed up. I've been working with two new companies lately. I've been working with Stoke Voltaics and Ignik, and they are just two of the most opposite kind of companies because on the Ignik side of things, they are all propane. Everything propane, pretty much, except for their electric blanket. And then on the Stoke Voltaic side, everything there is just electric. I will not be doing a full review on these because we are going to be going on a trip here very, very soon. And that's where I'll actually get a chance to review all the stuff and show it to you in use. But for now, I just kind of want to give you a quick overview of the stuff I've gotten. So let's start here. This is the Ignik Topside electric blanket, and it no longer has the outer kind of packaging in it because we've been using this. As soon as it started to get cold a couple days ago, it was like perfect time for me to test this thing out, and it has been awesome. My wife has loved it. In fact, she wants her own so we don't have to share because we all know when you're married and you're sharing blankets, it's a lot of tugging and pulling and ripping blankets off of one another. So I am going to get her own. So you have this cord that comes out and you can detach the 12-volt socket part of it if you want to plug it up with this kind of connector. I don't have anything that this would connect to though. I don't know if Ignik has like one that attaches to an AC port, like if I want to plug this up at home, because I had to bust out my power bank here at home just to plug this to a 12-volt. And there are people who may have power banks that don't have a 12-volt socket. So I have to find out from Ignik if they have other options on getting this thing powered up outside of this thing. There's only 3 buttons. Triangle button here. When you press that, that turns this thing on, and press it again, it'll switch modes. There's only 2 modes. First off, the temperature mode. So you press that one time, you'll see the temperature. I have it currently set to 80 degrees. Press it again and it'll give you like the duration of how long you want this to run. I set it for 10 hours. This does get pretty nice and toasty, and it was 22 degrees outside, and inside the house we barely got any heat because just our heater couldn't keep up, and we were like at 55 inside the house. Having this on was like awesome. All right, this is the Ignik propane tank Growler. Perfect if you want to carry your propane tank in the vehicle. This is what I carry now. So this is the propane tank that's usually mounted to the outside of my vehicle, and a lot of people like to run it like that. But if you don't, if you're not the kind of person that wants a propane tank on the outside and want to just keep it inside your vehicle, you don't want to be putting this in your trunk. God forbid you get into an accident, this goes flying, it's gonna hit someone, it's gonna injure someone, it might bang into something and just start leaking or explode. I don't know, I wouldn't even want to risk that. Having this, and if this came flying, this is a lot better. I mean, it'll still hurt a lot, but this is much better than something like this flying at you like full metal. And it's also a 5-pound propane tank, so this is actually would fit in this case. I don't know if Ignik just sells just the case, but if you have a 5-pound propane tank already and you want to just buy the case, they might. Yeah, see? Same size. So on the Jeep, I might just continue running this on the outside of the vehicle, and on the 4Runner, I don't have a mount there, so I'm just gonna probably just bring it like this. And it's really compact, and this is a great way too if you're not overland or camping, and let's say you're going to the beach. Instead of trying to lug something around like this on the beach, you just bring this with you. You'll just have a much easier time carrying this around to picnics and whatnot than hauling one of these. Speaking of propane, one thing that pairs really well with this, the Ignik fire can. This is something I am really excited to test out. I've never used anything like this. I've seen people use this at camp, at expos. I've seen some people DIY their own version of this. It's a really simple thing. It's propane powered. You got your fittings right here, and then you have your jets right there. They also sent me these fire rocks, which is basically lava rocks, and if I'm guessing correctly, I think they would just go in here and create a little bit more heat. This is going to be a little bit safer, like especially if you're going to camp where they don't allow you to build a campfire using wood, and also you're not going to have these like wood embers that are flying everywhere. We know what's going on right now in Los Angeles with those fires, and it's just a travesty. And if you can try to minimize something like that from happening and not burn down the woods, your fire in here is kind of contained, kind of protected, and you're going to be able to stay warm. Granted, it's not going to be like as big as a campfire, like that traditional campfire we all love, but this will help you keep warm and a little bit more compact than most other fire things that you might bring with you. But yeah, this is a great kit to stay warm during winter camping. Got my propane tank, got my fire can, got my fire rocks, got my electric blanket, and a couple of hand warmers that Ignik sent me as well. I'm actually really worried about how it's gonna look like out there because it has not stopped snowing for like 4 hours now, and it's starting to really freeze in this garage that I need to get back inside. I'll film the rest tomorrow. Damn. That's crazy. Florida. Wow, look at this. This is like sand and snow together. That's pretty wild. So weird. Never seen this before. So it officially stopped snowing last night right around, I believe, 7, 8 o'clock, but we are still currently in a freeze warning. It is extremely cold outside. I think we're at around 18 degrees, which for Florida, that's something that we are just not used to. And it just looks so wild out there, just seeing snow on the beach. Like when will you ever see something like that? So I'm gonna record this part as quickly as I can because it is freezing in this garage and I wanna get back inside. But here in front front of me is the electrical cooking system from Stoke Voltaics. Now I know there's been this movement of people going full electric with all of their kitchen stuff, which if that's what you do, I respect it. However, I can't. I have to have a little bit of both, some electric and some propane and gas powered items, just because it just gives me a little bit more versatility in the things that I can cook. But I'm glad to know that Stoke Voltaics has the gear to cover the electrical side of things, and that's what we're gonna go over right now. We're gonna start with this one, which has kind of, just looking at it, has become my favorite so far. This is the Julle, J-G-U-L-L-E. I'll never be able to pronounce that. The Julle mug. Look, there's a power button right here. Talk about tech, like filtering into every part of our lives, even our coffee cups. But the reason why I like this a lot is because one issue I always have at camp is I pour my coffee and before I even finish it, it's already gotten cold. And this allows you to keep it warm at all times. You just press the power button and then there's a little LED that shows up. This thing is dead. I can't turn it on right now. But you can set the temperature you want it to be at to keep your coffee always hot. This is the charging port that it comes with. So basically you just rest it on there and it will like charge this thing up. I'm probably gonna use this, not just at camp, but even here at home. It'll just keep my coffee nice and warm. Dual purpose. Use it at camp and also use it in the office or whatever. Now over here is the Julle, the kettle pot. This is the Julle kettle pot. This is similar to the jet boils, and I have a jet boil and I love my jet boil. I've been using my jet boil constantly, but I do have to get butane refills for them. This is electric, so you know you don't need to buy those anymore. There's even like 3 modes here. You turn it on here and you have drink, you have eat, and you have pop. So you can actually pop popcorn with this thing. Also has a spout, it has a strainer at the top, but it's the same thing, right? Like that you would see with a jet boil. You know, the only thing with the jet boil is it has that, like at the bottom it has those jets that like will boil water like at a rapid speed. So I do kind of want to test out to see which one will boil water faster, electric or butane. And then finally, the heart of the system. This is their nestling Nomad cooking system. How this works is you have your reactor that it comes with right here. You plug it up to the AC plug that it comes with, and then you have 2 kinds of pots. You have your regular pot here, and you have your kind of your frying pan-ish type of grill here. You also get the handle. Handle's really easy to use. You just put that on here and then you lock it into place and see, there you go. But this is the reason why I'm very interested in this, okay? And really for the main reason is I'm Asian. And when we go camp, we like to bring our rice cooker, and the rice cooker takes up so much energy from our power banks. I brought a 1,000 watt power bank with me and ran our pretty big rice cooker, and by the time it got done cooking that rice, it was down to like 22%. That was just one night, so that's not sustainable at all. And I spoke to Stoke Voltaics, and some of them are Asian over there, and he said, oh, I make my rice with this. You can make rice with this. And that's pretty much why I'm really interested in this, because now this will be a really compact rice cooker that won't take up as much energy as the rice cooker that I've been using. So I don't know how good the rice is going to be based off of my snobby Asian standards, but I definitely want to try it out, because if this can cook really good rice, and all I got to do is bring bags of uncooked rice with me, and I'll be able to have fresh rice at camp. The only downside is that this reactor here only fits with these 2 things. So if you have other pots and pans, you're not going to be able to cook it with this. It doesn't work that way. These lock into this, and it only works with these 2 things. But for me, not bad. I use this to make rice, and I use my Blackstone to do my grilling. I'm set. But that's it. That's everything I've gotten this last week from both Ignik and Stoke Voltaics, giving me a range of products from propane all the way to electric. And like I said before, it gives you the most versatility having both kinds. I don't think I could ever go one over the other, especially if you go to a place that might have a fire ban, or you can't get your propane started, or your propane runs out. out, then at least you have electric. Or if you go somewhere and your power bank runs dead and you can't start this electrical stuff, then at least you have propane as a backup there. I really cannot wait to begin using this stuff. We are going on a trip here very, very, very soon. And when we do, I'll be able to walk you through the nitty-gritty of each of these items, especially after I've had a chance to get to know each of these and really use it and familiarize myself with how all of this stuff works. So stay tuned for that video, because that video will actually be released in 2 parts. Part 1 is going to be us using nothing but propane, and in part 2 we're going to use nothing but electric to see if we can get by with just using one or the other. So stay tuned, because that video is coming out very, very soon. But right now my priority is to get my skinny ass inside the house before my nipples freeze and fall off. So enjoy some more snow in Florida B-roll. See you guys later.